Fishy jerks. Fish and jerks.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve. Okay, real quick before we jump in, everybody, hi. Thanks so much for being here. People are still trickling in. Again, we're not even going to be looking at the chat at all. It's just Steve and I are going to have a conversation. And then the second half will open up and you guys can ask questions and stuff. And mods, if you would please, if there's mods, I see Bex in here. You're eating, but if mods come in and you see people asking questions, please just remind them. I hate for people to think they're being ignored, but well, they are, but it's by design. So yeah. Also, Fish Fam Christmas. Yesterday, we did the stream to pick the prizes that each channel is going to be giving away. Make sure you go watch that so you can see what prizes are out there. And you won't know when those prizes are given out, but at least you know which channel will have the prize that you're after the most, because you can only win once. So, all right, let's jump in here. Let me get rid of the chat. Chat's gone. And here we go. Here we go. So, Kentucky. I know you live in Kentucky, right?
Yes, sir. Louisville.
You sound
Louisville,
like Kentucky.
Kentucky.
That's not an insult. That you sound like Kentucky. You got that Kentucky.
I've been to New York before, and they tell me you don't belong around here, son. You're a long way from home. I'm like,
no,
yep.
if you were upstate, you'd be just fine. New York City's a whole different animal.
Yeah, that's where I went.
Upstate, yeah, it's different upstate. It's different.
My
It's
grandpa
just
had took me when I was like 15. We went to New York City. He lives in Pennsylvania. He actually lives like an hour and 20 minutes away from where the Clash is in Morgantown.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So I told him if I go to the Clash, they ought to drive the hour and come see me and my fish and all that.
Or you could go see them like a dutiful grandson.
Yeah,
you know?
But they want to come see my showfish and all my friends.
All right, so Kentucky, have you ever lived anywhere else, or has Kentucky always been home for you?
Yep, always been home.
I don't even know how old you are. You're in your 20s, aren't you?
22, yes, sir.
22. You're.
I'll be
my
23
youngest
in April.
My youngest son just turned 21, so I could be your daddy.
Yep. Or my grandpa.
I could actually be your grandpa. But
yeah.
Yep,
you're right.
And you told me you currently work at a Kroger's in the produce department.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And how long you been doing that?
Well, I just started back in August, right before Aquashella.
Oh, gotcha. And you like it? You like working in the produce department?
Yeah, I actually like it. Some people are rude, but that's just how people are.
Yeah, retail sucks that way.
Yeah, I like it.
I did that for a long time. I was a produce manager in Arizona, but it's the same exact thing, setting up the displays, trimming the vegetables, all that kind of fun stuff.
Prepping all the lettuce and trimming everything. And I've been working hard, so they've been talking about giving me a promotion to night shift lead, because I come in at 12:30 usually in the morning, and then I get off at like 9, and then usually everybody else in produce area leaves at 3, and we have a pretty decent selection of produce. Like, it's bigger than your average Walmart or whatever, And
gotcha. Kroger's Kroger is the biggest chain in the United States. They own so many other places. They are the largest grocery store chain. We won't get too deep into grocery stuff because I'm sure that'll bore the hell out of a lot of people. But it's a fun job, especially when you live in a place like Arizona that the seasons don't change. The only way you really know the change is by the different fruits and vegetables that come in.
Yep, we got seasonal fruits and stuff like that too. Yep, I understand that.
Cool job. And is that the very first job you've ever had, or what else have you done?
No, I've had a few different jobs. When I was about 15, 16, my first job was at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. My cousin had got me the job with him and a few buddies, and I worked there for a few years, probably till I was about 18 or so. And then I was messing with a girl. We ain't gonna really get into that, but she kind of talked me into quitting the job. So I quit the job. Then I was in school. Then I ended up getting another job through a temp company, Challenger Lift Snap-on Tools. I was a line hanger, is what I started out as, hanging up the parts, and then I hung the parts for a few months. About 8 months to 10 months later, I ended up in the paint booth, and becoming a powder coater. So then I powder coated the car lifts and all the different stuff for like the Walmart racks, like the shelvings for different stores and all this
Yeah.
different stuff. And then I become a powder coater. And then as coronavirus came around, I kind of got laid off because I was like one of the youngest ones there,
Oh.
even though I knew everything and I was more like a lead because the one dude had got fired for calling in too much, and then the other gentleman, his mom was passing away, so he quit and moved away, and then that left me like kind of the top guy, and then I was training the other people, and then once that hit, I kind of got laid off, and then I uh I started at GE, General Electric or whatever, not too long ago, but I didn't really like it. They were real rude, and it sucked just standing in one spot all day. Even for somebody my age, like standing in one spot all day trying to keep up with this line, it was not cutting it. And then they wanted to change the schedule around and take time off your breaks, and then they went to straight 8 schedules. So then I quit there, and then I ended up getting on at Kroger a few months ago, and that's about it. And then I've been working hard here up at this Kroger. It's only like a minute up the road, really, so it's real convenient for me. It's real close.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like it, and all my like coworkers are real nice and respectable, like so. Kind of, kind of like it.
Yeah. And again, I sort of miss working in those kind of places. I did a lot of stuff throughout the years,
And then
but
all the
I
people
I
you
think
get to
about it.
interact
Yeah.
with, it's kind of
Yeah, and again,
unique.
most of them are pretty decent, right? Most of the people. You're
Yeah,
gonna always have
like this
assholes.
gentleman, he was like telling me how he came from Europe and there were really no jobs over there. He come over here. He's like, he was telling me, he's like, you keep working hard. He's like, I see you're young. You working hard. I see you out here. He's like, you keep working hard. Like me, I come from Europe and I come from there and I come over here and I get a job. He said, I got a house. I got a car. He said, I got everything I want. He's like, I just work hard for it. He's like, you just work hard for what you want. He's like, you'll get
He sounds creepy. He sounds creepy to me. He sounds like he was trying to pick
it.
you up. I think that's what was going on there.
Probably.
I think that's what was happening. Those Europeans,
Hmm.
I'm just I'm just kidding. We have a lot of Europeans in the fish fam, and
Uh-huh.
I love them. They're great. Most of them are great people too. Um,
But yeah, you meet
okay,
people
so
like
Kroger's
that.
it,
So
and you're gonna stick with that for a while. You're hoping you said you probably got the raise, and that looks like
yeah,
what you want
we'll
to do
see
for a little
if
while at least.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. It's I did the same exact thing. I was in my early 20s. Um, did college off and on because I got married. So I won't get into all of it. But anyways, did that off and
Hmm.
on, and I actually did make pretty good money as a produce manager. So sticking with it is and there's something so satisfying. Now you've been doing it since August.
Yeah, I've only
Do
been
you,
doing it a few months,
do
and
you
that's the thing.
really like making those displays, like making the Apple displays and stuff? Do you really get into? It's like playing with Legos. You got to just
Yeah,
make
I
it
do.
just
I do
right.
get into it, and
Yeah,
I want my stuff to look neat. I
yeah,
want
yeah.
my area to look better than everybody else's. The meat department. Like I went to Walmart today, and I was like, just talking mad crap. I was like, Mom, I was like, look at all this stuff. I was like, my produce department is killing this no
Yeah,
produce like Apple display. I was like, my stuff be looking real pretty.
yeah. They just dump all their shit. They don't even try over there.
Yep, you know it.
So you're talking to your mom. So who do you live with? You got your mom. You got your brother and sister.
Yeah, my little brother and sister, and then I got a stepbrother, and then my stepbrother and his 2 daughters just moved back in with us because he's going through some relationship issues. So
Oh, gotcha.
we ain't gonna
So
get into that, but y'all know how that goes.
yeah. So he's obviously
Some people.
older. How old are his kids?
I think he's 30, and my niece is 9, and the other one is like 2 or 3.
Okay.
She's still young.
So, and what about your brother and sister? How old are they?
I think they are like 13 and 14.
You
The
think
younger ones. Yeah, I'm
you're
not
the
too sure.
oldest? You're supposed to know these
I'm
things,
not
man.
the oldest.
You're the
I'm like the
you have
middle,
you
cause
have more.
cause
How many?
I got an older sister, and then she's about 28 ish, and then my stepbrother, he's across the hall. He's 2 years older than me.
So that's a pretty good spread. That's a lot of
Yeah,
That's
we
a lot
got
of different ages.
we got a pretty decent football team.
Does it get too much sometimes? Too many people,
Oh
or is
yeah,
it
it definitely
comfortable?
does.
Yeah,
But I got my room, so I
your
can get
haven.
away if I,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what do you have
And
on the wall? Let's see. We got we got Tupac. We got Step Brothers. I don't know. Old Dirty Bastard. What's the yellow
yep,
one? I can't see
The
that one.
Simpsons, and
Simpsons. And
then
what's the?
Trippy Red, and then Rick and Morty, and then I got my Scuba Squad poster, and then Jadrin's Aquatics, and then I got some Jay and Silent Bob movies poster. Jay
Nice.
and Silent Bob, they did a movies pop up here in Louisville, and they had like the movies
Oh,
burgers and all that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
me
yeah.
and my buddies went to it. But here's my wall that I really like. This is like all my fish fam artwork,
You know what?
and
Hold on. Let's put you up on the big screen real quick. There we go.
I
Oh,
got
there we
my
go.
Cooley Loach, and then my Rat Cross print, and then my Kalia art prints, and then that was my first Aquashella, and then Sam Scales art, and then I got a few little betas, and then the drown man, he goes to all the Aquashellas, and then y'all know Ed, he made me the school
Oh, yeah.
right
Yep. Remember
there.
that.
It
Yep.
started peeling in the tank, so I took it out, and
Oh,
I just hung
gotcha.
it up there the other day. And then here's all my like lanyards from all my events and stuff. And then I got a lot of the people's signature in the fish fam and all that good stuff. Then my favorite shows, Malcolm in the Middle, My Name's Earl. You got LRB and all that good
Nice.
stuff.
What's the Flintstones? You got a Flintstones over there? What
Oh
is that?
yeah, I
Is that really
got
Flintstones?
Yosemite Sam, and then the Flintstones, the Man Cave, the original Man Cave, and
That's
all
funny.
that good stuff. And then I got the Tootsie Pop guy over there. You see him?
Yeah.
And then I got some more on this side. I got Joe Dirt and Billy Madison and I
It
Heart
looks
Hot Moms.
it looks comfortable.
And then
It looks
just
like
some
a comfortable
pictures.
room. And
Yeah.
how many fish tanks you got in there? Just in your room?
I got 3 fish tanks and a shrimp tank.
And then you just said you put another one in you talked your brother
Yeah.
and sister
And then I got the 75 main display in my back room. But this is just my grow out tank for my fry right now. And then I think I'm going to move the shrimp tank off my dresser to that stand once they get bigger. My cousin's girlfriend, her grandma, I'm going to give her some of the fry later on in the week, probably tomorrow. Might make a video about that. She's got like an empty 55-gallon, they said. She's been trying to get some fish. So
Perfect.
I'm going to give her some baby and Boona to grow up. And I think that'll
And
be pretty good.
which one did you win first place at? It was the Triple Crown, right?
Yes, the Triple Crown.
Which one was it?
For Lake Malawi Haps is class 13 Haplochromis Livingstoni, however you want to say it. And then I'm working on a line breeding project with him right now, and that's the tank I put in my siblings' room. I started off in a tote. I was telling you about it when we were starting up, and then I moved him from a tote into the 29-gallon that my my friend's uncle had passed away, and he was into the fish hobby, and that's kind of what really sparked my getting into bigger fish tanks, because I only had 10 gallons ever since I was into the fish as a kid.
Gotcha.
And then he passed away, so they took every tank except for the 29-gallon tank, and my buddy's uncle gave it to me, and I used it. I upgraded from the 10-gallon to that for a few years, and then it started peeling off and all the silicone, and you know how the old tanks get.
Yeah.
And then I recently just peeled all that off and re-siliconed it up real good. And then that's when I just pulled it out the garage and switched him from the tote to the tank. But I got him in there with 4 ladies. Hopefully they do something for me.
So you put that tote in your sister's room, and what'd she say?
She was mad about it because she was like, I thought it was going to be a fish tank in here, not a tote. And
Yeah.
then once I took him out of the tote into the aquarium, into the tank, she was like, well, why is he putting them in the tank? And she's just bipolar.
She wasn't
She
happy
don't
with either one. She was like,
don't know what she wants.
yeah,
Now she just seems fine with it. Then I was like, well, maybe if I get done, we could get y'all axolotl or something. and they was like into that. They was like, "What?" They was like, "That'd be cool."
Yeah, they are pretty cool. And again, that's the only tank that's not in my room here, in my office. Is my daughter has an axolotl and a, I think she's
They
got a
are
29.
cool.
I think she got a 29. I think that's what it is. But yeah,
See, we got like a whole Friday cast theme going because I was telling you about how I took my cousin and his girlfriend to the Aquashella.
yeah,
Well, my friend talked me into buying an impulse buy. I wouldn't suggest to anybody to impulse buy, but we seen a baby flower horn. He was like this big at our pet shop, and because I was going over here to get, um, oh, where are we at? Over there, the polar parrot. I got a little polar parrot, little white one. He looks like a little snowball, and I was going to pick him up, and in the display with all the parrots, they had a little sign that said "small flower horn," and you couldn't see him. And he was on the bottom shelf, and he was like hiding in the little terracotta pot or whatever they had in there, and he was hiding, and he wouldn't come out for nothing. I was like, "Watch this." I was like, "Come over here real quick, bro." We walked over to the side. I was like, "I bet you as soon as we walk over here, he's gonna come out." So I hurry up and ran back over after we walked away, and sure enough, he was out sitting there. I was like, "Look, look, look, there he is." He was like, "I bet you won't get him." I was like, "What?" So I bought this flower horn as a baby, and then I ended up talking to my cousin and to let me set up a tank into their house and their trailer for their kids, because their kids always come over and they're like mesmerized by my tank.
yeah.
And that's their first fish they ever started with is a flower horn. And I
Wow.
think that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
he's been doing good. We had him for almost about a year now. He's been over at their house.
What
And I
size
just
tank is he in over there?
he's a 50 in a 55.
Okay.
And I just installed the Fluval FX6 the other day for him because I bought a few on the Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
And then they just picked up a few plecos. They got like a big foot long common pleco now in there
Oh,
with them.
gotcha.
And but anyways, what I'm getting at is we named the flower horn Craig after the movie Friday because Craig is an inside thing that all my friends and family do. We call each other Craig because Craig is a silly person, a goofball basically. Because if you ever seen the movie Friday, Craig gets fired for stealing boxes on his day off, and his dad's like ragging on him. He's like, "You got to be a stupid mf'er to get fired on your day off," and all that. And then,
Craig.
yeah, so we'll call everybody Craig, and I'll call my mom Craig. She'll call me Craig. Like my cousins do it. All
Yeah.
my friends do it. Now it's just like a big, like inside thing. Like I'll be walking like in the middle of the store with my little cousin that's a female, and I'll be like, "Craig," and she'll turn around because she knows. Like it's pretty funny. But like we got
Yeah.
the whole Friday cast, and then the pleco we named him Smokey, and then their axolotl they picked up, his name is Day Day, and all
Which
that.
one was Day
So
Day? Was Day Day the big guy?
the cousin, Debo's the big guy.
Yeah. Okay.
But we can't name them, none of them Debo, because I have Brutus, which is my champ winner, the show winner, and then the other one I brought to the show, the Venustus, his name is Debo
Gotcha.
because he used to Debo the tank
Yeah.
until Brutus grew up, and then he started taking over.
You got knocked the. Yeah.
But they tried to change his name to Debo because Craig kept picking on him every time. There's like Craig was messing with him until
It is a great movie.
he smacked him with his tail. He hit him with that tail. He's like, he hit him with that tail one time. He was like, he don't really mess with him no more. I was like, yeah, I bet. But yeah, it's pretty funny. We got the whole Friday cast.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. That's a great movie too. I do. I love that movie. It's been a long time since I saw that.
It's a good one for sure.
So, what other kind of things are you into besides fish keeping? I mean, what do you do? Do you play video games? Are you into? I mean, what are some of your other hobbies that you like to do with your spare time?
Yeah, I play video games a lot. I just bought a PS5 on the Black Friday sale as well. I like to play. Like I'm in a group chat and my buddies will text and be like, "Hey, hop on, everybody," or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then round up the boys to get on.
So what kind
So,
of games you play? First person shooters the
yeah,
most?
we
Or?
play Call of Duty and
Yeah,
2K and 2K basketball and all that good stuff too. We got a big range. We like to play Black Ops Zombies, all that.
gotcha. I like to play. I play. You know, I've got an Xbox, a new one, and but I don't play online at all. I just because most of you people are just a bunch of assholes.
Yep, that's right.
So I just don't want to deal with it. So I just
But I got this
single player.
PS5 and everything's just way faster and better.
Yeah,
And I think it was worth it. About
I
time
like
for
the
an upgrade.
PS5 too. I'm not one of those people Xbox only, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably get a PS5 at some point. But I just
All
got
my
the
friends wanted me to
Xbox.
get the PC, but I don't really have no room for PC because I got too many fish tanks.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be said though to have a PC though. That's what I used to always do was PC gaming, PC Master
I
Race. You
used
know,
to
it
be
was
into the PC stuff too.
yeah. How long you been playing video games then? I mean, since you were little kid.
Yeah, since I was born, growing up playing with my
Yeah,
dad and stuff.
yeah. It's different now, you know, because well, when I was growing up, they were just coming out with them. You know, they just didn't. You know, there was none. There was none when I first
But
was
yeah, I
born.
started off on like Nintendo 64, so
I
I
was
kind of
already
got best
married the
of
first
both
time.
worlds. Like I kind of got to experience the flip phone era and all that, and then I got to experience the iPhones and
Yeah.
where you used to have to print the maps up to get the directions on the paper and all that. Like I might
Pong.
look young, but
You ever see Pong? You know Pong.
Pong, the
You know Pong.
game,
Yeah.
yep.
That's the very first console we had was Pong. It was 1972 from Sears. Sears and Roebuck. It was a Pong console. So it was like 4 different versions of Pong, and that was it. That was the whole thing.
That's all.
And we played it for hours, you know. So
I could only
we've come a
imagine.
long way, long way.
That's
What
for
else? What
sure.
else do you like to do in your spare time? What other kind of
Um,
hobbies? What do you do?
I like to. I don't know really. I like to collect my guns and shoot guns and stuff like
Okay,
that. I like to go out and shoot. I don't
that's
really do
very
much hunting or anything like that. Haven't been fishing in a while either. I just really work, and when I'm not at work, I just either play the game or do fish tank stuff, or
a lot of YouTube stuff.
yep, or
Yeah,
watching lives.
yeah, I see it in a lot of streams. I see all over the place. So,
That's usually I'm at work lurking.
oh yeah,
Yep, I'm
you
like
pull out your phone at
yes.
work, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's funny. And do you have the time to do that? What do you do? Put it on the box of cabbage or something, and you're trimming stuff up and watching
Well,
things.
usually I just listen to it. Most people you can listen to. You don't really have to watch most of the people up
Yeah,
here, which
that's
is a
probably
good thing I
better.
like.
Yeah, watching isn't as good because you got to see all these faces that look like this. You know, most of us have this sort of look, and Fish Fam, you know, isn't the best looking group.
Right,
I'm
right.
included. I'm talking about me too, people. Don't get
Me,
upset. It's
me
true
too.
though.
Both of us.
Bunch of nerds,
But yeah,
bunch of
usually I
geeks.
just pop in my little AirPod and
Nobody knows.
I mean they know, but I only have one in, so if somebody
Yeah,
says excuse me or whatever, I don't have it blasting,
yeah.
and I'm
So it's
like
not affecting
alert.
your work or anything like that. It's
Nah,
yeah.
I get my job done. That's why I'm trying.
Gotcha,
That's why I'm getting the raise.
gotcha.
Hopefully, I ain't gonna brag and boast yet because I haven't got it yet.
Yeah, but it
But
sounds like it.
they keep telling me they got good news for me, and I haven't
Yeah,
seen the guy yet. So we'll see. Because
that's
I
probably
told him I
right.
was like, because I have to run to floral too after the floral lady leaves.
Yep,
Usually she works about 5 days a week, and she leaves at like 1:30. So I have to run over there and do balloons or
yep. I
wrap the
remember.
flowers. And
Yep.
I'm like, man, I was like, if I'm training to learn how to be like a lead and I'm placing orders by myself and I'm doing all this produce and floral, it's like 2 jobs basically. I was like, Christmas is coming up, bills are getting due. I was like, I could really use the extra money. Kind of hit him with like that. And he's a real cool dude. I think they like me up there. So
How do you guys place? Well, this is I'm sure most people are bored with this part of it, but how do you guys place orders? Do you have like a little machine and you go up and just scan stuff and say, "Okay, I need 5 of those," and
hmm
that's it? Yeah,
yeah, basically.
that really hasn't
There's a
changed much.
few different ways. Like I'll do lows and holes, go see what's low and scan it, and then it'll have the number on the little computer, little handheld tablet thing. And if there's 3 up there on the shelf, let's just say 3 on your little tablet thing, or if it's off, you change the number. Or if it says there's 14 and there's 4 up there, there could be 10 in the back or 10 out in someone's car. You just gotta know how to calculate it.
Yeah. And then you just order to a certain level. You know how much you should have.
Yeah,
on
I've been there about long
Right.
enough, so, and I've worked alone most of the time, so I really know what sells a lot, so it kind of
Gotcha.
helps me.
It's I know it's probably boring the hell out of most of people, but I did it for quite a few years before I got into IT stuff. So I was an IT guy for 25 years. That's what I retired from. But before that, I was a produce manager. That's what I did for a living for a long time. So
Yeah, it's not
I
bad.
I miss it. It's there's just something different about it. It's not your normal retail.
It's kind of
You know?
soothing almost.
Yeah. Do you guys have like high tech lights and stuff in there where so like, we started putting in like
for our displays, yep.
when
Big
like
beaming
the
lights be beaming on my head.
do
Yeah.
do they it's like we did like thunderstorms. So every time the misters came on, it did a thunderstorm with a sound and
No, I don't do all that.
no.
I kind of live in, we should call it probably, I ain't gonna call it the ghetto, but it's pretty ghetto around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound too bad. You sound like you're pretty happy living there.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
So
Not
what do you
too bad. I
got?
can't complain, I guess.
What do you got coming up soon? I mean, what kind of stuff? You said you got your breeding project with your prize, your
Saltwater
award-winning
tank coming soon.
saltwater. Okay, you gonna and
Yeah.
have you ever done that before?
Nope. This will be my first. It's a 60-gallon tank. And according to my measurements, it's a 40-gallon tank and a 20-gallon sump.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to try a refugium saltwater tank. And Ian told me to listen to Reef Therapy by Jake Adams. I've been listening to a lot of that these past few weeks. I've been listening to a lot of bulk reef supply lately and getting a lot of info. Like, I never knew you could cycle a saltwater tank with coral first. Like, I would never even thought of that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about salt. I've never, but I do
Instead
know
of
that
putting fish in and burning its gills with ammonia and hoping it survives, the corals don't really have.
Gotcha. So they're safer to do that with.
According to them.
Gotcha. Well, I do know that Bulk Reef Supply is donating a couple very cool gifts for Fish Fam Christmas. Again, they did last year too. So a huge shout out to Bulk Reef Supply.
Few $100, about $1,000 with them on saltwater stuff, because I really wanted one of those. Like, I've had this tank since last October last year.
Gotcha.
And it's been empty since, but I've been wanting one of those real like crazy life rock scapes, one of them life trees.
Yeah.
And I finally got me one, and I think maybe tonight after I get off of here and do game night, I might go over there and mess with it with him if he's up still, because he works at third shift, so he's always up late.
And you're documenting your trip with that too, right? You're showing, making some videos as you go, so people can learn from you too.
Somewhat, and just I really do the YouTube just to see how far I've came, and if I can help somebody learn something or whatever along the way, that's a bonus.
Yeah,
but I like to see how far I came, like recording, and I could go back and reminisce on all the fish that I used to have and how little my little flower horn was once upon a time.
There are so many knowledgeable people in our community to learn from too. So
there really is.
There's a lot of Gina's Reef, and it's specifically for salt. In the Fish Fam, I mean, there's not
Gina's
a lot of
Reef,
salt
and then
only,
you got Grant for shrimp. Like, I've been getting into the shrimp a lot too. Shrimp contest might be in my future thing.
Nice.
I did win a giveaway on his stream the other day, and he told me I watched his Caradina video on how to set up for Caradina, so I ordered everything I need. So once I get that and set it up, he'll hold them. He said he'll hold them for about a month. He said I should run the tank for about a month before I put them in there to build up some biofilm.
Sure. Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit safer or whatnot.
And those are definitely, Shelby and Grant are definitely great places to get shrimp from. I have some of their shrimp, some of their Goldens.
Oh yeah,
Neos. I don't do Caradinas because I just have super hard water. And it's just so much easier to do than Neos.
same here. The Neos are easy. I do a water change maybe once a week on them. Feed them maybe once a week. And I just picked up this little nano siphon. It has these little, I don't know, it's like little plastic look like little hats, and they just slide on these little tubes, and I just put it into my siphon tube and just suck it up. And
Oh, gotcha.
the shrimp can't fit in the little slits,
Oh, yeah.
but all the detritus and all the old food gets sucked right up, so it makes water changes so easy for me.
I always just use the pantyhose for that, but it doesn't get a lot of the detritus and all the mold and stuff. So
Yeah, that
you
would
got to
work
figure
too.
another way for those.
I seen the blind fish keeper did a video where he cut a bottom of a net and put it over his siphon tube. That's a good way to do it too.
Yeah.
But
A
I
lot of
never
ways.
really even considered keeping shrimp until I got to know Grant as a person. Cause like I've I've known about all these fish fish people and all these shrimp people, but actually getting to know them and becoming friends with the people and teaching me how to do the stuff the right way. It's like
Yeah.
I'm really getting into the shrimp.
That's a good segue because
I
you
could
met
sit
these people at the Aquashellas. And which events have you been to? Triple Crown, and how many Aquashellas have you been to?
I've been to 2 Chicagos, a Dallas, and Orlando.
Aquatic Con.
Aquaticon. I've been to the Mammoth Cave Expo. That was kind of smaller event, but I seen John from Select Pet there.
Gotcha. Oh,
And
that's right. I
the
remember
Ohio
that. Yeah.
Fish Rescue guys. And then I think that's about it. I'm definitely gonna try prioritizing the Clash this year, just because my grandparents live so close.
Yeah.
So even if they don't want to make the drive, maybe I'll drive an hour and a half to see them on the way home or something.
It's a great
Or
event.
just one night.
It's a great event. And next year is going to be even
Trying to
bigger.
win me some trophies. I got some trophies to win with my
Yeah,
name
it
on
is the biggest fish show in North America. I think I could be wrong about that, but
They told me at the ACA the Triple Crown was a big show for my first show to enter, and it was a pretty big show. I didn't really know what to expect.
I don't know if the Clash is the biggest anymore or not, but KG Tropicals is going to be talking there this next year. Bentley, there's just going to be so many amazing people too that are going to be.
That's all people are talking about.
Yeah.
Plus, they already scheduled their days, so makes it easier.
It is.
So once I get my credit cards caught up from these Black Friday sales,
yeah.
I'll be hopefully booking me a hotel room.
Are you planning on any other events next year, or is the Keystone Clash the one?
The Clash, and then maybe what's the one in Oregon? Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah, yep. Kenny's Oktoberfest. Yes.
I wouldn't mind trying that out.
Yes. Yeah,
I think that would be a good one.
That's
fun.
definitely on my short list. If I could travel, that would definitely be a place I'd go.
I love to travel, and then these fish events are just an excuse for me to travel.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's important. I think it's important especially for a younger person to get out and see all these different places and don't be stuck in the same place, where you need to get out and see how people live differently. Even though it is still just the United States, it's amazing how much different it is, in the Pacific Northwest compared to the Northeast, compared to the South, compared to, Indiana, the Midwest. Lots to see that's different. And it's important.
Yeah, it's different everywhere. They do things different everywhere.
Little things, just a little bit here and there.
Yeah, like the birds are different and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, big time different. Okay, is there anything you want to tell us about that's coming up, or anything like promotional for your channel or anything like that? Anything that you got going on?
No, just stay tuned to see if I can get these cichlids to breed. And then stay tuned for the saltwater, you digs, because I'll probably need some help. It don't really seem that complicated, really. Once I start to listen and pay attention to these reef talks and all these different channels and all these different podcasts, it just makes it gives you that comfort that you need to just do it.
Yeah. Somebody else has already done this.
You just get in there and do it.
And it's amazing because and it doesn't matter what you're into, doesn't matter what your hobbies are. It's the same way out there. There's a wealth of information that wasn't available even just 20, 30 years ago, some bad information too, but there's
there's always the bad info out there.
Yeah, but the
That
ratio
you
is
filter through.
good.
You filter through and pick what makes sense.
Yeah, and talk to people and like I said, the people in our community, you can trust those people that we see what they're doing. We see their stuff. They're not out there killing their fish and buying a new one to replace it, all that stuff that some other people do.
Yeah,
and
another thing, like going to all these shows, people are recognizing me when I come buy stuff at their booth. They're like, "Oh, I know you," and they start like hooking me up. I ain't gonna say they're giving me stuff for free, but damn near.
Yeah.
It's like, you're the guy that comes and buys a poster or something every time we're here or whatever. It's like $5 off or whatever,
Yeah.
And kind of makes you feel good. It's like,
sure, it is nice.
Like sharing the love, because I don't mind paying full price to support somebody's stuff that I like.
But discounts are fun.
Always.
Discounts are fun.
But yeah, like the people just recognizing you and, oh, you're that Kentucky boy.
You definitely are a Kentucky boy for sure. That you can just hear it. But yeah, I've been recognized a couple of times, and it's definitely weird, but it's also a thrill. It does make you feel good, and yeah, it's a good feeling, especially when somebody says, "Oh, I watched such and such. I watched your thing that you did, and that was really cool." And you're like, it means a lot because the people are here watching us. There's currently 54 people watching. There's people here watching us right now. But when you see them face to face and they tell you stuff like that, that really means a lot. So
it does more than they would even think.
Yeah.
Or like I've had a few people even ask for my autograph, which I don't really call it an autograph, but that's cool
that feels
too.
weird, right? That feels really weird.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, that I've signed a few things, and my favorite has to be signing Eric Wyrock's ass. That has to be my favorite. Jess is a close second. Lady Metalhead, close second. And then I signed some other ones the year before too, but
that's awesome.
But Eric's ass was my favorite.
But really, like my cousin was over here last night hanging out with me, and I was looking through my emails from when like I really first started getting into the cichlids, and I've only been keeping African cichlids for almost 3 years, and that's kind of what started it. Is I was at the pet shop and I wanted this purple fish and I couldn't get it because they told me my tank was too small and all this crap, and I really didn't understand.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh yeah, I guess it makes sense. Then I started doing research and finding all these YouTube channels, the KG Tropicals and all the bigger people.
Who was your very first one? Do you remember who the first one was? Was it KG?
I wouldn't say it was KG off the first one, but they were one of the top first few, like the Prime Time, the Paca Pharaohs, the Nick Bingos, the bigger people like the Ohio Fish Rescue, and just the bigger name channels like that is kind of who I fell into their lap first.
Yeah.
And then
it's usually how it seems to work. They're the gateway, and that's why it does. John and Lisa not streaming anymore does. I mean, I get it. I understand, and I respect that decision, but it does. I think it hurts.
All I'm saying is, if John or Lisa is listening, I thought the connection was good enough for me.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, but I understand.
Yeah,
and I do respect the decision 100%. But it just when those big positive channels like that, and not that they're leaving the community, but by not having the live streams, those channels are the gateway.
Yeah, because I would
bring
look
in
forward
everybody
to
else.
listening to him rant on about some old crap for
Yeah.
on Thursday night when I'm at work for an hour or two. Just makes time go by faster, really.
Okay,
It it's joyful. But
let's
yeah,
go
I
ahead
kind of.
and go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just saying, I just kind of fell into the bigger channels first, and then I started learning about the Stephen P's and the Hippie Johns and the
Chattanooga
Ricos
Ed.
and yeah, the Eds and the Fish Room Fevers and
I think that's where I
all
saw
these
you
people.
first. I think that might have been you had met Ed, I think, at Aquaticon or something. I don't remember where I saw you.
I think I met Ed and James at my first Aquashella in
Oh, okay.
Chicago,
Okay.
and I was not even in the YouTube stuff. I met this dude and his name is Richard Vanosky or something. He's a little short guy, and he just came up to me one day. I was just checking out the cichlid display at the aqua shell, and he was like, "Yo, what kind of fish you keep?" Blah blah blah. Just talking to me. He was like, you don't do YouTube? He was like, and I was telling him, no. I was like, I just keep fish, And he was like, you should maybe start a YouTube channel, man. He's like, not only can you meet a lot of good people, he's like, but companies will send you free shit to try out for their product. And like this company just gave me a $500 light for free, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of not why I did it. But there's many different reasons why I just started a YouTube channel. Really. But he was the gateway for me starting a channel.
Was that Art? That's Vanosky?
Not Vanosky. I'll have to
I'm
find
just
his
curious if it was who it was. It's somebody
I'll
that we
show you.
know, right? That
I'm not sure if he's really in the fish fam, like in the chats and
gotcha.
stuff a whole
Okay.
lot. His name is Rich Texas, Richard Valerio. This guy right here on
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah. I don't think with the John Lennon icon. I don't think I know who that is.
Let's see if I can find a pic of him.
See, and that's what's amazing is there's
Okay,
10,000
look right
channels
here.
like that.
This
Hold on.
guy's gentleman
Let me
right
put you on the big
there.
screen again.
Him. The little short guy right there.
And that guy next to him, is that Aquarium Domain?
I think that's Jeff
Who is?
Miyake.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I think that's yeah, what's his name? I
I
know
don't
the guy.
recognize any of those guys. See how far out of the loop I am.
I think he's Aquarium Fish Depot guy right here. But yeah,
Huh.
he's the guy that kind of talked me into.
And there's so
starting a
many out
channel.
there. There's probably, 10, 20, 30,000 channels that know nothing about the fish fam and just do their own thing and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
it'd be nice if we could bring them in, and just, and I get it. Not everybody's a joiner. Some people don't want to do anything.
I was about to say some people don't like it.
Some people,
But
yeah.
we still call you Fish Fam anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing to it. So,
You can't go nowhere.
okay, let's open it up. Let's open it up to the chat now. Again, if you guys do the @Rico stand, so it pops out for me, I'll feed you the question, Scuba Steve. But if you do see one, because I know you can see the chat, right?
Yep, I'm about to switch over now. I had it on private chat, so I didn't get to share.
Okay, I'll feed you the questions, but if you see something you want to comment on, feel free. So we'll start off with the very first one from Kyle, and he wants to know what your favorite sandwich is.
Sandwich, I was thinking about this. Probably a grilled ham and cheese sandwich. Maybe you
What's
put
on
an
it?
egg on there.
Oh, never had an egg on there. Is there any like mustard or any condiments, anything?
No, maybe some cheese.
Yeah.
And maybe some extra cheese. But a ham and cheese sandwich. Grilled ham and cheese sandwich. Put a little butter on the bread. Put it on the skillet.
That sounds good.
Ham, cheese.
I'm all about that. Simple but good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next one. The Myrtle question. Do you know what the Myrtle question is?
The Myrtle question is that if I could change anything about you?
Yep. What we would change about each other. I'm going to have a tough time with this one.
I know. I think you're perfect though.
Oh.
He's pretty cool.
Oh.
Well, I'd take away all your health issues. That's what I would do. Just so you could just do whatever you wanted to do. No strings attached, just whatever you wanted to do.
Thank you. That would be
Maybe
nice. Yeah.
maybe trim that beard up a little bit.
No, no, this is the Santa beard coming in, man. This is the Santa beard. Actually, I didn't let it grow like I did last year. Last year I had it
I know
way
it was like,
down. Yeah,
I
but I
know,
didn't do
I
it this year.
remember.
It got too much. I don't know what I would change about you because first of all, you're pretty young comparatively speaking. Um,
Mhm.
you still have everything in front of you, and I mean, there's nothing to change yet. I don't think this is probably, and I've had a hard time with a lot of different people because they just seem like they're pretty happy with their life, but especially being so young. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Obviously,
Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
know,
I know. I understand.
especially because you can't control it, right? Only the
Yeah,
lucky
if you're
ones get to
young,
be
you're
old.
young.
Yeah. So I don't have an answer for it this time. I really don't. You know, we'll talk again in 10 years and maybe I'll have some things for you.
Sounds good. I appreciate that. But yeah, you always call me high energy. Sometimes I can get a little, you know,
Yeah.
excited, but
Yeah.
everybody gets excited.
And
But
I'll
as
just
a lot of people that met me in real life, they know I'm just chill. I just kind of get excited in front of the camera, maybe just a little
I
bit.
you are high energy, but again, I don't ever mean it as an insult. It's just that I am such low energy that it's
Oh yeah, I have my low energy days too, but
well,
once I
imagine
get to
you
my
and your
fish
grandpa,
events, I'm like,
you know.
mm-hmm.
That's where we're at. We're you and your grandpa hanging out. That's where we're at. So that's what I mean by that. Let's see. Oinky. Oh, there was some other stuff too that I couldn't see. It was like I think either somebody just joined as subscribers or something, and I couldn't see it. So I apologize if there was like a super chat or a membership message like Oinky just did or something like that, and I missed it. I'm sorry if I missed any of those. Okay, the next one is from Clicks Images. And they're saying, are you going to the Mammoth Cave next week? Is there an event next week there?
I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. If there is, it's only about an hour away, so that's nothing to me. Hop in my car and go.
Never been. I've been through Kentucky, but I've never been to the Mammoth Cave area.
It's pretty nice out there. I like it. It's soothing and relaxing.
Next up is Nano Aquarium Guy wants to know what's your favorite genre of books and movies and TV are. So let's start with music. What kind of music? He didn't even say music, but what's your favorite kind of music to listen to? What do you listen to the most?
I like rap /
Yeah.
trap music, kind of.
I figured with the all the people on your wall there, I figured that would.
But I listen to all music. Like I found this Louisville Orchestra channel, and they just play the instruments, and I just listen to that on the way to work sometimes, and just try to zone in on just one instrument, and they'll just be banging it out. And I'll be like, listen to him shredding that violin. That's what I'll be thinking. Or I'll turn on some rock or anything. I get done with whatever, really. Now that I'm getting older, I'm kind of accepting the more
Yeah.
older type of music that my parents kind of listen to, that you probably
Gotcha.
listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. Like big band swing. But his question actually didn't even touch on music, but he wants to know like books, movies, TV. What do you like? Although, do you like to read? Do you?
Yeah, I actually was reading this kind of during Bob's Steam Fights
Oh, that's
live.
a good one. Yeah,
The
George Farmer.
Farmer Aquascape book. I'm
I have
trying to
that one.
learn how to get good, and then actually been having this. Caveman Aquatics just released his Keep an African Cichlid book. That's been in my Amazon cart for a few weeks, and then
I didn't know he was even making one. Nice.
Then he's got one on crystal clear water. I have that one, and then I bought a few cichlid books from the Triple Crown.
I don't know much about Caveman. I see him around, but I don't really know much about him.
He's a cool dude. He's actually got a stingray and named him Skuba after me.
Oh, nice.
Because he's Caveman with the K, and then he's kind of like my cichlid guru. He's kind of who I fell into his lap for the cichlids.
And is that why you did the Skuba with a K? Because that was Terry's question.
Yeah, that's kind of leading into that, how I ended up putting with a K, and
gotcha.
Kind of thought it looked cool and was different.
Yeah. When it comes to like TV and movies and stuff, do you have do you like pretty much
Uh,
everything or?
I've been rewatching the show Shameless on Netflix.
Oh,
You ever
gotcha.
seen Shameless?
Yep, I watched like the first 5 or 6 seasons, but it just got to be too much. It just got
Yeah,
to, you know. Excuse me, I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
And then that show. No, you're good.
Oh,
You good?
yeah,
Take you a sip of water or something.
that's what this is. This is huge. You know, it's big as my head.
Mm-hmm. Always gotta have you a cup of water or something.
Shameless, and what else you said? You were watching something.
The show Wednesday that just came out on Netflix. I watched that too. It's not too bad. It's
I
got
don't know
the
about
Jenna
that one.
Ortega girl chick in it. It's the Adams Family.
Mm.
She's the Wednesday girl from
Oh,
the
yeah,
Adams
okay.
Family.
Yep, okay.
And then
Yeah, I know what it is.
it's pretty. It's not too bad. It kind of kills me out with like the wolves and all that stuff, but like the gist of like the mystical and stuff like that. I like kind of like crime documentaries and stuff like I could put my headphone in and just listen to it at work or whatever.
You seem to listen to a lot at work.
Oh yeah, helps the time go by.
Yeah. Um,
Or it's that or Jingle Bell Rock on the intercom.
yeah.
But ours been broke for the last week, so it's just been
That's a good thing.
quiet. You can hear the crickets chirping.
Your favorite plant and fertilizer to go with it from Oinky.
My favorite plant gotta be Anubias nana petite. And fertilizers, I don't really use or buy fertilizers, but Dustin Fish Tank has a fertilizer that I bought, but I don't really use it because I feel like when I put it in my tank, my dojos kind of react weirdly to it.
Hmm.
So I kind of just don't really dose it. But I am getting into the CO2. That's what I told everyone I wanted for Christmas was a CO2 diffuser kit and all that. And then I had my mom call around for me, and we found like a welder shop that I could go and buy a tank, and they'll fill
Nice.
it up
Yeah.
for about $115 plus what it costs to fill it up. So I'm gonna try to start getting into that, so that way I
Nice.
can grow my own Anubis and I won't have to buy anymore.
So many experienced people too in the community with that,
Yeah,
the
Bex
Kellys and
and Stephen
yeah,
P and
yep,
Kelly
yeah,
been a big help.
yeah.
And
A
then a
lot of
few
people
other
out there.
people in the Discord too. I've been asking a few questions in the Discord, like how much do y'all pay or this or that,
Yeah,
which is a real good thing to have the Discord, so you could just
yeah.
go to the little different sections or whatever you need to do and just ask somebody a question, and then you'll have
Great
5 or
resource.
6 responses
Great
in
resource, and
minutes.
thanks for bringing that up too. The Discord server is open to anybody. Anybody can join it. But there are some members only areas. If you're a member of my channel or Steven or James, currently those are the only 3. We want to expand it, but those only 3. There's some members only sections there, but most of it is wide open to everybody. You guys can go there and ask questions about all different kinds of stuff, and it's not just fish related either. We talk about our different pets that we have and just general, somebody has something bad happen. They got people there to commiserate with them. So it's just another community tool. So, and everybody's more than welcome to join it. And maybe Zenny or Brookley or somebody can, or Lori, anybody can drop that link for the invite. Let's see. Next up is, and she wanted to know mine too. I don't know a lot about the fertilizers, to be honest. I use Easy Green from the co-op.
That's what I want to try some of that.
And the root tabs from the co-op. I haven't really even tried anybody else's. I'm happy with the results that I get from those 2. And favorite plant definitely is Elodia, which KJE Aquatics informed me, I think last week, that was illegal in New York State, and I did not know that. But I have a shit ton of it, and I'm not getting rid of it. So I love it.
To come
my
take
favorite.
it.
Yeah, try it from my cold, wet, clammy hands. Next up is Zenny, and she wants to know if you'd rather win 1,000 fish contests in your life or successfully breed any one fish you chose. Which one of those would you rather have? Win a 1,000
Mm,
contest or breed any fish?
I feel like if I entered 1,000 different fish into 1,000 different contests, I'll have more luck having them show when fish breed. You see what I'm getting at?
No.
And then then look, if I enter 1,000 different fish into 1,000 different shows, then I have 1,000 different fish to breed, and then I'll just try to find mates for each of the fish that I entered the show, because I'm gonna win the show. Because if I that's the question, right? If I win 1,000 shows, so if they all
No.
win, and I'll have a
Yeah.
lot more chance of having one of those 1,000 different fish to breed and find them mates, and then I'll just do that
I think
and
you're
sell
bending
the
the rules
fry.
on her question. I think she's saying that you're not allowed to breed any of those fish. You're only allowed to enter those fish. But I get where you're going now.
I'll take
That's good enough.
1,000
That's good enough.
fish. I'll take 1,000 fish show wins.
Gotcha. I mean, you'd be known as the fish breeder if you had 1,000 fish wins. I mean, that's
I know, right?
and next up, Brookley Bell, and this is her ongoing question. Any weird physical traits, like can you wiggle your ears or you're double jointed or are your knees on the backside, or anything like
Not
that?
really. I was trying to think of something at work the other day because I was thinking about that. It's like,
Yeah.
not really. Like, my bones crack a lot, but that's about it.
Okay. Next up, Bunny Viper. Hello. What is
Nothing
your
too
first childhood
ordinary.
memory? The first thing you remember as a baby, and what's your favorite childhood memory?
Um, well, just thinking back, I used to wear like really big sweatpants as a kid, and my uncles, they would like hold me down and shove like toys, 2-liter bottles, canned goods, frying pans, like any remotes, car keys, everything. They would just shove down my pants, and I'd be like swelled up in my pants because there would be so much stuff because they would just hold me down and just shove and shove and shove, and then they would
Why?
just
Well, I mean, because the pants were the sweatpants were so big, and they just.
yeah, I guess so.
And did
And
you get up and walk around then, or try
yeah,
to walk around with all the
yeah,
stuff?
they used to do that a lot.
Yeah. Is that your favorite, or is that your first?
That's just what I thought
Your
about
favorite?
whenever you said that.
Okay. Okay. Um,
My favorite, mm,
that sounds like it'd be my favorite right there,
probably
because that's
probably
hilarious.
probably just going to the pay lakes with my uncle all the time. As in middle school, I used to go to the pay lake and go fishing with my uncle all the time.
What's it called? The Pay Lake?
Yeah, the pay lake. You just go and pay money to fish,
Oh, gotcha.
and then it's not a guarantee to catch a fish, but there's some big ones in there, and that's why you pay the $20 to go fish the
Oh,
good
gotcha.
lake.
So they're stocking the place.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
there's
okay.
big 80-pounders, 40-pounders, and I caught like it's like a 32 or a 42-pound blue channel catfish, or I caught a blue channel. I'm an idiot. A blue catfish is a big blue. It was like 32 pounds. I was like
Wow.
14 or something, 13, and it was just huge. That's probably like the biggest fish I ever caught. It's one of my probably favorites.
I don't know that I've ever seen a pay ship fish place, a pay to fish place. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Really? We
I
have
mean,
them
it
all
makes
over the
sense.
place here.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, well, I live on Lake Ontario, so nobody would probably, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's massive fish right there, right, like 300
Oh, yeah.
yards from me. So,
Well,
um,
it's kind of more convenient than fishing the Ohio River. More clean, less getting chances of getting hung up on garbage and
gotcha.
all that stuff.
Next one, Hippie John the Fishing Mon. I don't know how to pronounce that. I've seen that guy's name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it extension? I don't know how to pronounce that name.
I'm trying
It's
to find it.
spelled, the triple X.
XX Tentacion.
Is that how you pronounce it? XX Tentacion?
I know him. Let's see.
He wants to know which is your favorite, him or Ghost Main.
I don't even know who. I guess XX. Oh, I found it. XX Tentacion or Ghostman. I don't know who Ghostman is, but I don't
XX.
really listen to his music like the
The hell
XX
happened to
guy.
just like Bill? Why can't you just be fucking Bill?
I
Why can't you
know,
just be Bill? Hi, I'm
right?
Bill. I'm gonna rap now.
He does have a like a Hulu documentary, the
Yeah.
XX guy, and that I watched that. It's pretty good and sad.
I just the names are crazy. It's nothing new. I mean, it goes way back to forever. There's always been different names like that. So it's not like it's anything new. You
Oh
damn
yeah.
kids and your wacky names. It's not like that. It happened even back, in the 60s and stuff. So
Oh yeah,
um,
MC Funky Butt and stuff.
oh, I gotta scroll up. It just jumped on me.
I seen a TikTok of a dude. He was like rapping like how they did back in the day, and it was pretty funny. It was on spot,
like how far back? Like Rapper's Delight type
just like some
in his
like
type?
MC type rap. Like
Oh.
my mom went to the store and she came home from store and stuff like that.
Um, oh, Terry said that they misspelled your name in Chicago. It was a joke. How am I supposed to know that, Terry?
Oh yeah, they
That's
did.
why. So they
They
misspelled
spelled
it.
it Scuba,
Gotcha.
and Terry thought it was funny because I would walk around. I'd have my little backpack on, so just in case I bought something or I needed anything, I'd have it in my backpack. Well, I had a Sharpie in my backpack. I always keep marker in my backpack, and I seen they spelled it Scuba, Steve-O, blah, blah, blah. So I marked it out and put the K over with the Sharpie. And he just thought that was the greatest thing. And I'm gonna have to make some merch like that.
Yeah,
Just some
that's a good
plain
idea. Yeah,
Scuba
yeah,
Squad.
yeah.
Mark
It really
mark
points
the
out
C
that
out.
it's yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Next up
Yep.
is Alishan. What species won the award at the Triple Crown?
Haplochromis. It's African cichlid.
Okay, let's see. So again, please do the at Rico stat. I'm just scrolling way down.
He said he's disappointed in my lack of knowledge of either of these two. Hippie John.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. Larry D. Larry D wants to know if you like spicy food.
Oh yeah, I love spicy food. Love spicy
Yeah.
food.
Like what? What's something what's spicy that you really like? What's something that comes to
Mm,
mind?
like buffalo chicken dip, chicken wings, hot chips.
Gotcha. I mean, do you go like super hot like Larry D, like ghost pepper type stuff, or you like more habanero,
Sometimes,
jalapenos,
yeah,
that
more
range?
stuff that you could tolerate,
Yeah,
where you ain't gonna be like,
yeah. I don't mind it this side. This side doesn't bother me. It's the other side that bothers me. It's later on when it comes out. That's the
yeah.
part. I can handle the heat going in,
Like I
but
went
no,
to
it ain't worth it.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee, like this year for mine and my cousin's birthday. The youngest one that went to Aquashella with us, my little cousin. Our birthdays are one day apart. Hers is April 18th, mine's April 19th, and she was turning 18. So I took her and my friend, and we all got a cabin in
Nice.
Gatlinburg, and then we went out to eat for our birthday, and I
Very
just
cool.
got her out the city and got her away and figured let's get away for our birthdays and just have a little fun.
Nice. I don't know. Have been through Gatlinburg, but it's been a long time. So okay, I am scrolling way down. I'm not seeing any
But yeah, my
questions.
friend, he tried like the hottest hot sauce on the little spoon thing, and he went to go throw it up because he was like, one drop will have you on fire, and he did like 3 or 4 drops,
Yeah.
and he said he like had to go throw up. Dude was like telling him to drink mustard packets and all this stuff.
Mustard packets, huh? I wonder if that works.
I don't know.
I didn't know about that. Larry D, did you ever try that? Mustard packets? when I worked at the produce place, I was cleaning through the peppers one day, and one of the baggers came up. He was a friend of mine and a younger kid than me, and I told him, we had habaneros, and at the time the habaneros were way up there. They were among the hottest ever. Now they're not even. They're probably not even in the middle, right? But
Right.
back then they were like one of the hottest peppers. I don't think there was many hotter peppers. And I told him that, and he's like, "Oh, I can eat anything." And he popped the whole big habanero in his mouth and started chewing. And he was fine at first, all being tough, chewing it. And then he just started, he started on at his tongue, and
Like
he had a
that one
mustache, and
that
his
one
nose
chip
started running.
challenge.
Yeah, my son did that. He had a bunch of
Ooh.
snot in his mustache, and he had to go home sick.
He had to go home sick, I bet.
Crypt Keeper said all the state parks charge like a $5 daily fee to enter park. Yeah, that's kind of like a pay to fish lake. That's true. Yeah. We do have all the state. Crypt Keeper lives in upstate New York as well. So yeah, they a lot of state parks
As
are.
long as you get a fishing license here, you can mostly fish anywhere you want. It's not a pay lake, Like I
Yeah,
can go up to the Memorial Park and fish the lake or the pond. And
yeah, same here. And do you have like one day a year that's free? You don't have to have a
yep,
license. Yeah, that's a
yep.
great idea.
I like that. Yeah.
Because I think it was 2 years ago, my son-in-law, who was British, hadn't really fished before, and it was that day. So I said, "Hey, let's go down and fish." And I took my oldest son and him down, and we did some fishing. He got hooked. I mean, no
Yeah, it's
pun
fun.
intended. He loved it, and he bought himself his own kayak and bought all kinds of stuff and just got into it heavy.
Yeah, I need to hit
Okay,
my grandpa up too, cause he used to tell me all the time. Once you turn 18, he's like, we can go up to. I'll get you a passport. We'll go to Canada and fish rainbow trouts.
yeah,
I
that
was
would be
like, that
nice.
sounds so fun.
It's beautiful too. Canada's a beautiful,
Cause he's a
beautiful
big
country.
traveler, like him and his wife. She's like retired, so she's bringing
If
in
I
the
could
money, and he's working, so they're bringing in good money.
if I could live
But
anywhere else, it'd be in Canada because it is just an amazing country. Beautiful, beautiful as far as nature stuff goes. Okay, next up I got I got Crypt Keeper, Bunny Viper, cake, pies, or cookies. Which is your favorite out of those three?
cookies, love peanut butter cookies.
Pie is where it's at. Pie was
Pie.
the right answer.
Well, cookies are more convenient.
That's true. That's
Cause
true. You
pie,
can
you
eat them
gotta
on the
go get
run.
you a plate, and
No, you don't. You
cookies,
don't
I
have to have
can.
a plate.
Well, I
If
don't
it's
need
got
a
a good
plate.
crust, you just scoop it up and.
Oh yeah, if it's got a good crust, you can scoop it up.
And do
But
you
the
like
pie
eggnog?
I ever get, I pick it up and it goes boop. Eggnog. Wouldn't say I'm a big eggnog drinker.
Yeah, I like it. Surf City, what's up? Did I miss Steve-O description where the scuba tag comes from? So you did say that the K was from Caveman, but where did you get the name Scuba Steve? From the movie Big Daddy?
Yeah, Big Daddy being one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. Like I
Yeah,
used to watch that and Joe Dirt and a few others like Joe's Apartment and Don't Be a Menace.
yeah.
I used to watch like them four movies like back to back to back, like on VHS, and my mom just hated it. And then like Caveman Aquatics, like I was saying, I discovered his channel about African cichlids and started learning a lot more about how to take care of my cichlids. And I never knew you could change 80% of the water like at once. Like I always was change like 2 5-gallon buckets full, and that was my water change and all this other crap. And then there's a rapper I used to listen to, and he always used to call himself Scuba Steve, and that's how he would spell it. Is how I have it spelled.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
I kind of listened to him all the time, and he would always rap about Big Daddy references, talking about how he's the Scuba Steve and all this. And then I just kind of put a few things together, like the Caveman Aquatics. He spells his Kaveman, and
I feel
him
like
kind of sparking my. He kind of like sparked my interest into the cichlid keeping a lot. So that's kind of why I went with putting the K, kind of be different. Because I see a lot of people, and I'm glad I did go with the K, because I see a lot of people like if you watch the Coral Fish 12G videos, he hangs out with a guy that they call Scuba Steve as well, but he spells it with the C. And then I just seen Scuba Steve vlogs in a chat the other day, and he spells it the same way with the C. And I'm really the only one that spells it with a K. It's kind of unique and different. I like it, and I'm glad I did it that way.
Yeah. It makes sense to change it just enough to make it stand out.
And it's just enough to stand out, I think.
Okay. Let's see. Zen Ginger. This is a good one for you because because of your age. How would Steve describe the rest of your ideal life in 5 words? So 5 words.
5
And you want to,
words.
what do you want the rest of your life to be like in 5 words?
Let's see.
You can do this.
Going to
Yeah.
a lot of fish shows. That's one word.
There you go. That's right now is your main focus, your main joy in life is going to these fish events.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Traveling
Yeah.
and meeting people, all these people that I get to talk to over the computer and all the StreamYard that I never met. Like, I haven't met you before, but last night on the Stephen P's channel, I just had met about every last one of them up on the panel, and my cousins was over here watching it with me. I was like, see, I met him, her,
I
him,
know
her.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I haven't met him though, or him.
The Grinch.
Yep.
Well, get to the Keystone Clash because I'm definitely going to be there this next year. So,
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna be my number one.
it's again, I have trouble traveling, so that is definitely my only
Plus,
one.
yeah, plus it being so close and them already having the date picked
Yeah.
helps a lot.
How far of a drive is it for you?
14, I think.
Really? I thought it would even be less than that.
Let's
see. Whip says he's at the bar taking in a few adult beverages and some sweet tunes, but I want to say hey and ask Skuba and have fun, Whip. Hope you're having a good time, man. If money wasn't an object, wasn't an obstacle, if money wasn't an obstacle, what would you be doing it and where? What's it say?
9 hours.
9 hours. Yeah, that's not bad.
If money wasn't
I mean,
an obstacle, what would I be doing?
and where would you be doing it? So yeah, so what would you be doing with your life? What kind of life would you be living and where?
I'd probably just be I don't really know. Because I want to be one of those floaters that those people just travel and go explore the whole world.
Nomads.
Then I won't be able to keep all my fish tanks. But I just want a big old fish tank house. I'd just love to have like a trailer, and I could just walk out back and go to a whole different building and just have a whole little fish room with ponds and every aquarium. Because every fish species you need a different damn tank for. So it's like that's why I have so many different tanks. It's like, geez. And then where I would do it, probably somewhere like Florida, just because I'm getting tired of the cold. It gets cold and rainy.
That ain't cold.
And our Kentucky weather, it'll be raining 1 second, then it'll start snowing, then it'll dry up and be super windy with a rainbow. And about an hour and a half later, it's crazy. I feel like I need the beach in my life.
Oh, Larry D said mustard is supposed to help, but he's never tried it. So interesting. I never heard that. Let's see. Thunder. What's up, Thunder? Thunder. I know it's early, but any plans on any of the Aquashellas in 2023? So you said you're going to go to.
I try to make all the Aquashellas, especially now that I can get in as creator. It's on. So all I have to do is really book my room.
Yeah, that does help. My screen seems to be moving a little bit. That's weird. I don't know what's going on there.
I see it a little.
It was like.
Yeah, I seen it.
I seen it. Okay, scrolling down. I probably missed some questions too.
Dennis Christensen said, "Who in history would Scuba Steve would like to meet? Maybe George Washington or Christopher Columbus."
Why George Washington?
I don't know. I just feel like he was a kind of an interesting person. I don't
Gotcha.
know.
Yeah, any of those people probably. Let's see. Glitch. Hi, Glitch. Tell Steve and his dad to come up, and I'll show them some nice places to trout fish in Canada. You're on the west
Sounds
side
good.
though now, right? Glitch, didn't you? Did you move to the west side, or is it just more middle? I can't remember where you moved to. I know you were in Ontario, but I know you moved. Larry D
Yep.
wants to know if you've seen Animal House, the movie Animal House.
Animal House. Let me look it up. Sounds
Oh,
familiar.
it's
I've
it's
seen a lot
yeah,
of movies.
it's an older
I
one for
watched it.
sure. If you haven't, you need to.
Let's see. Let's see. Uh, kind of looks familiar, but I don't really know.
I mean, it's a little dated now, but man, it was the pinnacle of
I feel like I've seen it
sophomoric
once.
humor. Love that. I'm not sure, Johnny. I'm not sure what this question means, and maybe you will. It says Sandy's or Pet Palace.
Oh, Pet Palace? Definitely no. Not for me.
What is Sandy's or Pet Palace? What
Those are two local pet shops. Sandy's is probably, I'd say, the best shop here in Louisville. And
okay.
then Pet's Palace, like, I ain't gonna like sit here and diss on nobody's pet shop on your channel or anything, but it's just not a place I would go to. If you go in a pet shop and you smelled the pet, it's not a place you want to buy your pets from. That's all I'm
Gotcha.
gonna say. If you go
Gotcha.
in there and it
Okay.
smells, you're like, you don't want to buy anything from there.
Yeah.
But
Right, you
Pets
got
Palace,
Dennis?
they do have like some, I'd say, nice displays. Like, but compared to Sandy's, like Sandy's got it going on. Like, that's where you can go get your saltwater, your corals, goldfish, turtles, cichlids. That's where I got my flower horn,
So
Craig.
that's your main place you go?
Well, my
Other
main
than
place
online?
I would say is a Southside Pet Shop.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just a small mom and pop, freshwater only, little cichlid and community fish type of shop. They have some dogs, some reptiles, bunnies, birds. But that's usually where I go if I in a pinch need some food or something. They're just right up
Gotcha.
the road. And Becky and her husband really helped, like, I don't know. They're good people, I feel like. And then I had a buddy that used to work for him too. So he tells me all the time if I ever needed like a certain fish that I could tell him and he could text the owner and have her get it in for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's nice to have those ins. And it's nice to support those local
And
companies.
plus, Sandy's, I think, was a sponsor of the Triple Crown, and I see a lot of the workers that I've seen at the Triple Crown there, like working
Oh,
all the
cool.
time. So
Yeah.
that's pretty neat. I was like, "You're the guy that won the Frontosa thing trophy or whatever," you know? He's like, "Yeah, I was the only one to enter."
Yeah. Oh, Glitch is in Quebec now. Okay. So you went east. I thought you went west for some reason. Gotcha. I might actually have a local fish store for finally, because the closest one was an hour and 15 minutes away, but
wow.
and he moved even farther away. But just like 10, 15 minutes due south of me, there's a place that it looks like they might be just salt. I don't know. I haven't been in there yet. Their website's not very good, but on the website, all they really have is corals. So, but it's all brand new. So maybe they're still working through stuff.
There's this
Oh,
place called Whitland's Aquatics. He used to go by something different, but I found him on Facebook. He's like a local saltwater shop. I need to go check him out once I get my saltwater groove going.
people are lucky that actually have local fish stores. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Yeah, Terry. Terry,
Oh, no.
Terry does. That's from the movie, the Animal House. And Nano Aquarium guy wants to know: do you like raisins or no?
Yeah, I don't mind raisins.
All right, we got to go.
But
And I'm at the bottom. I'm at the
I was
bottom
gonna
of
say
this.
you're not gonna catch me going out and spending my hard-earned cash on no raisins. Rico got some raisins and he's trying to share.
Yeah, if I got raisins, that means somebody's messing with me. I don't need any little
Ants on a
rabbit turds.
log.
Yeah, oh no, we don't do that. Um,
No.
Oinky Oinky says, "Do you have any favorite fish? What's the particular breed?
What is it?
What's your favorite? Do you have a
My favorite?
favorite fish, and why? What
Um,
makes that one your favorite?"
I really have two favorites, but my favorite's got to be my blood parrot, probably, just because she's so personal and there's only two other fish in there with her. I got the rainbow shark and the polar parrot, and I bought her at Aquashella, Dallas on Halloween. So it's kind of, I brought her back on the plane with me, and we kind of got this bond ever since.
So you really like cichlids the most. The cichlids, different kinds of cichlids, are your main
Yeah,
thing.
I do. I like the plecos too a lot. I've been getting into the plecos and the shrimp
Yeah,
lately.
it's a lot to like there. Sorry, Geek Boy, if you're here. And that we are at the bottom. Mississippi Hippie High just came in. Um, okay, well, I'm not seeing any other questions. And again, I wanted to give you a chance. Or was there anything that we didn't talk about that you think is important? Like, you know, what makes
Mm,
Scuba Steve Scuba Steve? Is there things that happen to you in your life, bad,
well,
good?
kind
You
of
know,
what really started it was just like I said, the pet shop telling me I couldn't get that certain type of fish, and then my aunt just got me a 10-gallon aquarium when I was like from like my fifth birthday, and ever since then I've always had an aquarium, whether it had water in it or not. Sometimes I was into the little no lizards for a while, for a few
gotcha.
years, and then once they died off, I just filled the tank up with water and got some fish, and then I've had fish ever since. And
What
then,
was your first fish? Do you remember?
can't
Like some
really
guppies or
remember.
something? Yeah,
Some tetras, yes,
yeah,
some
yeah.
guppies. Because
Um,
I remember my grandparents always had a bigger tank too, and every time I'd go over there, they'd like send me home with a little bread bag full of little guppies or whatever. Like if one of my fish died, I'd be real sad. And I know I could go to Mama and Papa, and they'll give me some more fish out of their tank.
that's nice.
And
I
that's
wish
just
you know.
kind of how it's really started. And I always had a tank ever since.
You know, that just reminded me that when I was a really little kid, my grandpa did have a good-sized fish tank because my brother was an artist and he was couple years older than me, and my grandpa wanted him to paint something on the one end of it, and he painted some penguins or something, and my grandpa hated it. He was like he was
He
like
hated
yelling at my
it.
brother. He was yelling at my brother saying it was just horrible. So I just
Oh
remember it. I
no.
must have been like 3 years old, so it was a long,
Jeez.
long time ago.
And then
But
I talked to,
that just remembered that just now because of you talking about getting
see,
fish from your
stuff like that
grandparents.
happens too. You don't think about stuff until somebody says a certain word or a certain thing or
Yeah.
whatever, and then it just hits you. You're like, oh, I remember this time.
I haven't talked to my brother in forever. My mom's gone, my grandpa, everybody's gone, so I can't
Yeah,
ask
same
anybody what
here,
he had, but
really.
Zen
Yeah.
Ginger wants to know if you were what would be your dream job if let's see, if he wasn't doing what he's doing now and couldn't do anything with fish. So fish couldn't be involved, what would be your dream job?
Hmm. Probably a professional cook or something. I just
Yeah,
like,
you like to cook?
yeah, I do. But then I finally talked my parents into letting me put a 75-gallon tank in our back room, in our little back room, and then I put that down there, and I just started with a little top fan filter for like $200 or something, and then now I got like all these different cichlids in there, like all these wave makers, FX6s, and these backgrounds, and all these lights, and getting out like just going out with it.
So cooking though would be your
Yeah, probably a chef or something.
yeah. And do you cook now for like your parents and stuff and your family? Do you like to do that or
Usually mom cooks, but
yeah?
I like to cook for myself when I'm
Because
off
my
work or whatnot.
my son, he's just he just turned 21 on the 4th. He is our cook. He cooks dinner 90% of the
Or
time. He's
maybe an
amazing.
anesthesiologist. I'd like to see what people like Rico look like knocked out. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not creepy.
I know, I was just kidding.
Um, Nano Aquarium Guy wants to know what are your plans for 2023 with YouTube?
Well, hopefully we can grow my channel a little bit. Um, Getting into the saltwater world and the shrimp contest. I'd like to see a lot more contests and shows in my future. I feel like it's a thing that I like to do now that I kind of understand how everything goes and
Yeah,
how
I
to
might do it
prep
this
them
year
and all that.
at the Clash. I might take one of my uh, Bozeman
You say
rainbows.
you better not bring no cichlids.
I have no cichlids. Closest thing I have to cichlids are
I'm just kidding.
crebendas. Yeah,
That was the
I'm not a
first fish
cichlid
I
guy.
ever had breed. I had because my 29
Crebenzas?
gallon, and yeah, I had them in a community tank with all my community fish. And I used to stack my rocks real like cave like, just like real high. And I had a pair. And then one day I was like doing a water change or moving the scape around, and then I just seen like teeny little weeny babies all just surrounded the mom. I was like freaking out. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Mom, come look at this."
Yeah, it's a cool feeling. It's a
I was
cool
like, "I got
feeling.
a
Right
whole
now,
bunch
I'm
of
waiting on my
babies."
Goodeids to breed. I'm hoping that that's what I'm working on now. I just got those. Let's see. Next up,
Steve on
Oinky
hell
says that
kitchen,
he
yeah.
thinks you guys would get along really well. Favorite fish is blood parrots. You know I love plecos. Yeah, so you
Blood
guys have the
parrots
same like.
rule.
Let's
Then I
see.
bought me and my mom matching shirts. They from Amazon. They say I love blood parrots. She was wearing hers today because that's
Does
her
she
favorite
like
fish
fish
too.
too, or
Yeah, she's into it. She
yeah,
helps
that's
me
cool.
with stuff if I need a hand with doing something or whatever. She don't mind
Nice.
to come help me.
Does she want her own tank, or is she just too busy?
Nah,
Or
she don't really care too much about that crap.
yeah, gotcha.
She's like, I got enough tanks for her. She just calls Pam the blood parrot. She calls her that's her fish. The rest are mine.
Nice.
She's so personal. Like my brother was I was at work and I was on FaceTime like coaching them how to drip acclimate and stuff. My plecos. And they said when they put the pleco in with the blood parrot, she kept like messing with them. So I was like, I could just take them out and put him in the fry tank. And my little brother like was reaching in there to try to like grab them, and she bites him. And they're like, "We're suing Scuba Steve Aquatics. His blood parrot bit me." He had like two little red marks on his arm. It was funny. He was like, "It didn't hurt. It just scared me."
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, "It
I don't
really
remember.
hurts when they get you on the back of the fat on the arm right there, and your whole arm's in there, and you're not paying
Yeah,
attention." And she comes and goes and gets that fat on the back of the arm. That kind of hurts.
she sounds like a bitch.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
she
Brookley
is.
Bell says, "You thinking about competing against us at Aquashella aquascaping competition?" She saw you reading the George Farmer book.
No, I would like to be a part of y'all's team.
Are you really trying then to get into the aquascaping itself and learn?
Somewhat, yeah, because uh there's a dude named Jonathan Butkus. He's a aquascaper for I call it Oase, but some people pronounce Oase,
Yeah,
the booth, and they always have a booth at the Aquashella. And
yeah,
he always scapes a few tanks and stuff like that. And I become real good friends with him because I bought a few tanks that he scaped. And then I kind of reached out to him on Instagram, and then we kind of became friends. And
nice.
then he was at the Triple Crown and took some pictures of me and my fish and stuff too. So I need to try to get them from him. But he's a busy guy. He's always traveling and doing shows. But like having people like him and Kelly and Brookley and Stephen P and all these other people can give you good tips and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They actually take the time to do things a certain way, and I
Like the
just put stuff in
Grants
the
and the
tank.
Shelbys and all
Yeah,
them. Like
yeah, they're good. The triple the Keystone
I'll never
Clash.
be on their level, but
Hey, you don't know. You don't know. Maybe it's something that you just have an eye for, and you take off, and
you
they're
never
coming to
know.
you in 5 years
Right?
to ask for tips. You don't know.
That's right.
Scuba Stevo aquascaping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Scuba Steve shrimp
gotta
too.
close that.
But yeah,
Okay, well, I'm at the
during
bottom,
the
and I'm not
shrimp
seeing
shows and the fish shows, just the shows.
lots of shows.
Yep.
And I'm gonna ask one more time just to make sure. But is there anything else you wanted to tell people or talk about before we take off?
Not really. Just if you're not subscribed, you better subscribe. And Fish Farm Christmas is coming up, and that's all.
And you are signed up as a channel host, right, for Fish
Yes,
Fam
correct.
Christmas?
Yep.
And what are you giving away for Fish Fam Christmas? Do you remember?
Atomic ink injections, logo, what is it?
Yeah,
I
the
forget the
channel
word.
logo artwork. He'll
Yeah.
create a very professional logo for you for your channel. And what was the other?
The logo invoice, that's what it was, I think, and that was it.
Was it? Oh, okay. I thought there was another.
Yeah, I think I went back and watched it again for a minute last night.
Well,
just
you
to
can
make
actually
sure.
see. You can go to fishfam.link, and all the prizes, the channels are listed there with the prizes that they're giving away. There we go, right there. Too
Yeah,
is
Green
Zen
Nano
Ginger
guy, that Jonathan dude, he's a chill dude. And then he always gives me tips on how to vamp my tank back and stuff. Like if something happens.
It's good that they do that too, because there are people, and I don't see it so much in our community and our hobby, but in other hobbies I've been in, who don't want to share information about stuff. They want to keep all that knowledge themselves. But I don't know too many people like that in our
Yeah, like
community.
Skipper was telling me about the Island Boy cichlid guys coming for y'all. They don't want to tell how they feed what they feed their fish or anything. And like I made a whole video on what I feed, what I did, and everything on how I got prepped for the show. And he says
Yeah,
people like that just won't tell you anything. People like that are just nasty.
that's
Like
just weird to me. That's just weird. They're
bougie,
worried about the wrong
bougie.
thing. Yeah, they're
It's
not
like
worried about helping people keep fish correctly. They're
I was
just
supposed to
worried about
say,
their
yeah,
kudos.
they're just worried about winning fish shows instead of thinking I'm going to
Yeah.
steal their idea and beat them in their own game. That's what they're worried about.
Well, let's wrap it up. I don't currently have anybody scheduled for the next focus ons. I might still have some more by the end of the year. And Zen Ginger, there we go. Peplin Aquatics gift card was the other item, and then a logo
Oh,
commissioned
okay.
by Atomic Inkjection. So
Thank you, Zen.
there's what Scuba Steve is giving away. Thanks, Zenny. Yeah, I don't have anybody scheduled for the next 2 weeks because I wasn't sure. We have more Santas for Fish Fam Christmas this year. Last year I did 37 streams in those 2 weeks. This year it's not anywhere near that. We're splitting it up. We've got other people
Rico
playing
was streaming.
Santa and playing, Mrs. Claus and stuff. So I might still do a couple more focus ons, but there's nobody scheduled for the next 2 weeks. I do have people available. I just have to reach out to them. But for anybody here that would like to be on the focus on, please, my email address is at the top of the screen up there, Rico Stan. I'm not reaching out to anybody anymore because some people's feelings got hurt that I didn't reach out to them before other people or whatever it was. And I don't want to do that anymore. So what I want is for people to reach out to me and say, yes, I would like to be on the focus on. That way I can just say, hey, I haven't invited you because you didn't ask to be on the show. You didn't tell me that you wanted to be. So it's just easier. And thank you, Zen Ginger, for dropping my email too. And again, everybody is welcome too. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a large channel. How many subscribers do you have, Scuba Steve?
Well, I'm almost at 250.
Scuba Steve's 250. I think Whip had like 56 when we interviewed him. There's no
getting up there.
And then we
Never
also
thought I'd hit
interviewed
over
Corey.
100.
We had Corey. He had 800,000 subscribers at the time. So it's anybody and everybody in the middle. As long as you're a member of the Fish Fam, I would like to interview you at some point. So please, you don't need much. You can use a cell phone. Is that what you're using, or what are you using?
I'm on my Mac right now.
Okay, that looks good. A lot of people do use their cell phones. You don't need any expensive equipment or anything like that. And
sure.
if you're anxious, I'll work with you.
I'm always anxious, especially around Rico.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? You don't. You don't have to ever be.
Nah. Once I get going, I get pretty comfortable.
And I get that. I still feel that way too. A lot of times when I first jump onto a stream, I get a little anxious, and I'm like, "That's dumb. Don't be that." But I do.
Mhm.
So, and I've done, I don't know, 500 streams.
Way more than me.
So there's no reason for me to do it. Johnny at Dan's Fish, you make the cut because you're part of the Fish fam. So it doesn't matter if you had
I
zero.
would like to see that.
Dave Farrell said I'd be too nervous to talk to Rico. Yeah,
I've
hugged that man. I've hugged that man, so he wouldn't be too nervous. Plus, he got up in front of the entire Keystone Clash and helped with the auction.
Whoa, Whip! Thank you.
Thank you very much, Whip. I didn't even see that. It popped up, and I didn't even see it. Thank you very much, sir. I really do appreciate that. Those mean a lot.
So sweet.
Ricky De Hoyos.
I got to meet him in Chicago as well.
Whip's a great guy. I got to meet him at the Keystone Clash. We hit it off a long time ago, and
I could see y'all getting along really well.
When we met at the Clash, it was just like, hey, I already know this guy so well, and you know, Brandon said, love the Step Brothers poster. I do too. Love that in the background. Ricky De Hoyos, hi. Okay, Johnny, you have 7 now, Bunny Viper said. All right, now we're going to quit. Everybody, thanks so much. Still a lot of streams left tonight. You will be with Brandon on Misfit tonight for game night, right? 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, I believe.
Yes, sir. That's correct, though.
Timbo, what's up? And I know there's somebody else too, but I always forget. But go look at fishfam.link and you can see who else is streaming. And thanks everybody for being here. Wow, that just came in.
Thank you, Rico.
That was forever. That just came in. Okay, I'm clicking buttons now.